Have you ever been in that situation? You meet someone new, maybe at a work event or on a date or just at a party, and you walk away afterwards playing the entire conversation over in your head. You're wondering, what did they really think of me? Here's something you might not know. In those first critical moments, people aren't really listening to your resume or your clever stories. Their brain is processing something else entirely. They're picking up on subtle, silent signals that you might not even know you're sending. The good news is, you can learn what those signals are. And that's exactly what we're doing today. We're talking about the 5 things people secretly notice about you first. Now, I want to be really clear about something right from the start. This isn't about learning to be fake or putting on some kind of act. It's the complete opposite. It's about understanding the science of a first impression, so the amazing person you are on the inside actually gets seen on the outside. It all comes down to a mental shortcut our brains are hardwired to make, called thin slicing, where we make incredibly fast judgments based on just a sliver of experience. And a famous study by a psychologist named Albert Mehrabian broke down how we communicate likability and trust. He found that only 7% of it is your actual words. 38% is your tone of voice, and a huge 55% is your body language. So let's break down exactly what that 55% and more is all about. Thing number 1, your posture and presence, the silent broadcast. Let's start with the very first thing people pick up on, often before you've even said a word: your posture and your presence. Think about it for a second. When someone walks into a room, you get a feeling about them immediately, right? They might seem confident and approachable, or maybe they seem closed off and like they'd rather be anywhere else. They haven't said anything yet, but you've already gotten a message. That's the power of posture. It's not about being the tallest person in the room or having a perfect military stance. It's about what your physicality is silently broadcasting to everyone around you. When you're slumped over, with your shoulders curled in and your head down, you're sending a signal. You might just be tired or having a bad day, but on a subconscious level, people read that as a lack of confidence, low energy, or even a lack of interest. It's like you're physically trying to take up less space, to disappear. And people will respond to that signal by giving you less attention, by assuming you're not open to connecting. On the flip side, when you stand tall, with your shoulders back and your head held high, you're sending a completely different set of signals. You're communicating self-assurance, energy, and openness. You're showing up and claiming your space in the world. This isn't about being arrogant or domineering. It's about showing that you're comfortable in your own skin. This kind of presence is magnetic because it makes people feel like you're someone who is grounded and capable. It makes you appear more trustworthy and authoritative without you having to say a word to prove it. So, how do you tap into this if it doesn't come naturally? My favorite little mental trick is to imagine you have a crown on your head. It sounds silly, I know, but just stay with me. A crown is balanced and regal. To keep it from falling off, you naturally have to keep your chin parallel to the floor, not jutting out arrogantly and not tucked down into your phone. Your spine naturally elongates, and your shoulders naturally pull back and down to make a nice, strong throne for your neck. This one simple image can instantly shift your entire presence. You're not puffing your chest out aggressively, you're just carrying yourself with a quiet dignity that says, "I'm here, and I'm ready to engage." Thing number 2, your eyes and eyebrows, the gateway. Now, once someone has gotten that first impression from your posture, their gaze is going to travel up to your face. And the very first place it lands is your eyes. Your eyes are truly the gateway. They are the most powerful tool you have for building an immediate human connection. Think about the last time you talked to someone who wouldn't look you in the eye. However charming their words were, you probably walked away feeling a little uneasy, like something was off, right? That's because we are hardwired to look to the eyes for truth and connection. What are people noticing? It's not just if you make eye contact, but how you make it. There's a big difference between a warm, engaged gaze and a nervous, darting glance or an intense, unblinking stare that feels more like a confrontation. The goal is what's often called soft eyes. It's a relaxed, gentle focus on the other person where you're truly taking them in. You hold their gaze for a few seconds at a time, then you might naturally glance away to the side before reconnecting. This feels conversational and comfortable, not predatory or anxious. It tells the other person, I see you, I'm listening to you, and you have my full attention. And we can't talk about the eyes without talking about their best friends, the eyebrows. This is a tiny detail that makes a massive difference. When we're thinking hard, stressed, or skeptical, we often furrow our brows without even knowing it. To the person you're talking to, this can unconsciously look like you're angry, judgmental, or disapproving of what they're saying, even if you're totally on their side. The simplest and most powerful trick to counter this is something called the eyebrow flash. It's a tiny, almost imperceptible raising of the eyebrows that lasts for just a fraction of a second when you first recognize or greet someone. You see it all over the world. It's a universal signal of friendliness and recognition. When you give a slight, genuine eyebrow flash along with a soft eye and a smile as you say hello, you are broadcasting warmth and openness in a language every human understands instinctively. It instantly makes you seem more approachable and happy to see the other person. It's a small key that unlocks a big door to connection. Thing number 3, your voice tone and pace, the sound of confidence. Now, let's talk about your voice. This is where a lot of our hidden anxiety tends to leak out, often without us even realizing it. You could be saying the most interesting thing in the world, but if your voice is shaky, rushed, or trails upwards like every sentence is a question, people will subconsciously focus more on how you sound than on what you're actually saying. What's happening here? When we get nervous, our body shifts into a fight or flight mode. Our breathing becomes shallow, sitting high in our chest. This constricts our vocal cords, making our voice sound higher-pitched and thinner. We also tend to speed up, rushing to get our words out as if we're afraid we'll lose the other person's attention. And that habit of upspeak, where we end statements with a rising inflection. However unintentional, it can make us sound unsure of ourselves, as if we're constantly seeking approval for what we're saying. A calm, steady, and measured voice, on the other hand, does something incredible. It subcommunicates competence and control. A slightly lower-pitched, resonant voice is naturally soothing to listen to and is subconsciously associated with authority and calmness. It makes people feel like you're grounded and that you believe in what you're saying, which in turn makes them more likely to believe it too. It's not about faking a deep voice. It's about finding your voice's most natural and confident tone. The simplest and most powerful tool to master this is your breath. Before you speak, especially in a situation that makes you nervous, take one quiet, deep breath from your diaphragm. That's the muscle just below your lungs. Feel your stomach expand. This single act does two things instantly. It calms your nervous system by signaling to your body that you're not actually in danger, and it gives your voice a column of air to support it, resulting in a richer, more resonant tone. Another game changer is to consciously slow down your pace by just 10%. It will feel almost too slow to you, but to the listener, you'll sound thoughtful and assured. It gives your words weight and gives people time to actually absorb them. Thing number 4, your style and grooming, the polished package. This is a topic that makes a lot of people nervous because it feels superficial. But I want to reframe this entirely. This isn't about wearing the most expensive labels or following the latest trends. It's not about vanity. Think of your style and grooming as your packaging. And while we all know we're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, the reality is that people do. But here's the secret. The message you want your packaging to send isn't, I'm rich. It's, I have respect for myself and for this situation. People notice cleanliness, fit, and appropriateness almost immediately. Are your clothes clean and wrinkle-free? Do they fit you well, or are they so baggy or so tight that they look like you borrowed them from someone else? Is what you're wearing appropriate for the context? A job interview, a first date, a casual brunch? And it goes beyond clothes. Are your hands clean and nails groomed? Is your hair tidy? These details might seem small, but together, they form a powerful overall impression. Why does this matter so much? Because on a subconscious level, people see how you present yourself as a direct reflection of how you manage yourself in general. Good grooming is a proxy for self-respect and attention to detail. It silently answers a very fundamental question people might be asking. Does this person have their life together? When you show up put together, it suggests you are organized, disciplined, and that you value the interaction enough to have prepared for it. It makes people feel more confident in you. You don't need to break the bank. The best place to start is by editing, not shopping. Look at your favorite outfit. Does it actually fit you well? If not, a simple tailoring adjustment can make a cheap shirt look expensive. Focus on the basics, clean, ironed clothes that fit properly. One single outfit that you feel fantastic in is infinitely more powerful than a closet full of clothes that are just okay. Wear that outfit on important days. When you know you look good, it feeds back into your confidence, which improves your posture, your eye contact, and your voice. It all connects. Thing number 5, your energy and attunement, the vibe check. Finally, we arrive at the most intangible but perhaps most important thing people notice first, your energy. This is the overall vibe you emit. It's the sum total of all the other things we've discussed, but it's even more than that. Before people process your words, before they even fully register your appearance, they feel your energy. Are you present and attentive, or are you distracted and somewhere else? Are you open and positive, or closed off and negative? People notice this instantly. They can tell if you're truly listening to them or if you're scanning the room over their shoulder for someone more important to talk to. They can feel it if you're mentally rehearsing what you're going to say next instead of processing what they're saying now. They can absolutely sense a genuine, warm smile that reaches your eyes versus a tight, perfunctory one that doesn't. This energy is what makes someone want to stay in a conversation with you or find a reason to walk away. This matters because humans are deeply social creatures wired for connection. We are drawn to people who make us feel seen, heard, and valued. Positive, attentive energy is magnetic. It makes people feel good about themselves when they're around you, and that feeling is something they'll associate with you long after the conversation is over. It's the foundation of charisma. The simplest way to master this is also the most profound. Be fully there. When you are talking to someone, make them your entire universe for those few minutes. This starts with literally putting your phone away, not face down on the table, but away in your pocket or bag. That single act shows immense respect. Listen to understand, not just to reply. And don't underestimate the power of a genuine smile. It's the fastest way in the world to broadcast positive, approachable energy. It relaxes your entire face and tells the other person's brain that you are safe and friendly. Your energy is your impact. And when you focus on being present, you ensure that impact is a positive one. So, we've covered a lot today, from your posture to your presence and everything in between. But I want you to remember that this isn't about giving you a whole new list of things to be anxious about. It's the exact opposite. It's about giving you the awareness to take control of that first impression and make sure it's truly reflecting the capable, interesting person you are. This is a journey, not a flip you switch. You don't have to master all 5 of these things by tomorrow. In fact, I'd recommend against it. The best way to start is to just pick one. Just one single thing that resonated with you the most. Maybe this week, you're going to focus on standing a little taller and imagining that crown. Or maybe you're going to practice that diaphragmatic breath before you speak up in a meeting. It could be as simple as making a conscious effort to put your phone completely away during your next coffee chat. I'm genuinely curious to know what you choose. So tell me down in the comments, what's the one thing you're going to focus on this week? And while you're down there, I'd love to know, what's something you secretly notice first about other people? Let's get a conversation started. I do my best to read every single comment. If this video clicked for you and gave you a useful insight, please share it with a friend. Maybe send it to someone who's about to go on a big job interview, or someone you think would just get a lot out of it. Good information is meant to be shared. And if you're ready to keep building these skills and unlocking more of your potential, then make sure you don't miss what comes next. Hit that subscribe button and tap the little bell icon so you're notified every time we drop a new video. We're here to help you on your journey. Thanks so much for watching your time. Remember, it's all about showing the world the real you. I'll see you in the next one.